Ladies and gentlemen, boys and sandwich makers, what's going on? My name is Pone, and I'm excited to finally be bringing you the top 5 games that I'm looking forward to in 2014. Now, understand that these are my opinions. They're not the ones that I'm expecting to win Game of the Year, though a couple of them are really solid contenders. And at the end of the day, we're all going to have different aspects. There's going to be a lot of you guys like, well, why wasn't this on your list? Why is that on there? It's because it's an opinion, guys. I know, you guys have one too. So cute. So that's what we're doing today. Anyways, let's just cut right into it. We're going to start off with number 5. Now, this one's not really a shocker for people that know me and have been a follower of mine for a long time. I started console FPS back in the day, playing a little bit of old-fashioned Halo. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Halo. Back when you had to switch your channel to 3 or 4. You know what I'm talking about? You guys are so spoiled with your HDMIs nowadays. But it was good times for me, and I'm always going to be a loyal Halo supporter and fan. And if you guys do not know, there's a lot of very unusual mixtures and rumors floating about right now in the entertainment world. Apparently there was a supposed leak that the Halo game at the end of the year is not in fact a continuation of the Reclaimer kind of deal, but it's going to be a Halo 2 Anniversary Edition, which is extremely exciting because they shut that down. They shut down Halo 2 servers a while back. So no one's been able to play what I like to call the most influential, if not the best FPS that I've ever played in my life. And to bring that back on next gen with better graphics and enhanced performance, I'm excited for that. So apparently there was some kind of leak saying that Halo 2 Anniversary Edition is exactly what we're going to be having, and it was supposed to happen on November 11th. Apparently they're trying to pursue legal action against the guy that leaked that. You never know with the internet. It could still end up being Halo 5, but that's where we are right now. So basically I'm just going to put number 5 down to the Halo title that comes out this year. Number 4 was the curveball in the competition. When I told you guys to send in what you thought was my top 5 to win the Gamma giveaway, I honestly had this one in there as the curveball, and it's called Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Now, Garden Warfare is going to be a very unique game. It's developed by PopCap Games, and it's published by EA. I know. Don't start booing or instantly being like, oh, no, I'm just not interested. I know, just as weird as it is. And it gets even more awkward because apparently it's going to have a lot of Battlefield aspects in it. Apparently there's a game type that's going to be coming in there that's called, I think, Garden and Graveyards or something like that. That is going to be like a mixture between Rush and Conquest. But more excitingly is it's also built on the Frostbite 3. Huh? What? Yeah. Apparently this game is going to be mixed up kind of like a very similar TF2 kind of thing. So it's going to be silly, it's going to be goofy, very similar to how you would have expected Gotham City Imposters, if any of you guys have ever seen this before. And it's going to be exclusive to PC and Xbox only. Sorry, PlayStation fans, that's just how it is. And I believe it's getting released on the Xbox and the X360 earliest on February 25th. So this is only about 2 weeks out for you guys. And it's just rumored to be coming out in spring for PC, so we'll see where that goes. Now, where this gets a little confusing is the game comes out at very weird prices across the board. It's going to be $35 for PC, $40 for Xbox One, and $30 for Xbox 360. Yeah, weird 5 different price range thingy mabobbers. It's just really weird to me. But apparently it's going to be set up in a really cool way. It's a third-person shooter. And what I really like about it is it's got 4-player co-op. And it also has competitive multiplayer, 12v12. Now, the 4-player co-op is very similar to what you'd expect out of like a zombies thing. So there's waves and bosses, and that's a very popular type of game type. And on top of that, you have the multiplayer to throw in there, and an exclusive thing for the Xbox One only that shouldn't be available on the 360 or the PC is there's going to be split screen co-op. So you and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your girlfriend's boyfriend can all hang out and just have fun and do split screen, and there's a unique game mode too, or an ability you can do the smart glass and connect gameplay in the boss mode. So there's a couple things that are exclusive to the Xbox One. I'm excited about that. I'm sure that's one that you guys have not heard a lot about but I'm sure it's going to be coming out soon. So keep your eyes peeled on that. I'm going to be posting some of that content in there. I'll leave descriptions down below, or leave information in the description down below for you guys to find videos to see exactly what these games are like, to see if you're interested in them. By the way, let's move on over to number 3. This was another one that many of you guys may not know that I do. I'm a big fan of MOBAs and action role-playing, stuff like that. Those are just my kind of things. I play a bit of Diablo, I've played a handful of MMOs. It's what I like to do, but I've never posted it, so I guess it was kind of a curveball for you guys. Elder Scrolls Online is one that I'm really looking forward to this year. I have always been a big Elder Scrolls fan. I started in Morrowind, moved over to Oblivion and Skyrim, and it's single-handedly the franchise that I've played most. I've played a lot of FPS, you guys know this firsthand. I've spent probably 4 times the amount playing those 3 games than every other game I've ever played in my life combined. I've spent far more time in Morrowind than I'm willing to admit, and I am very, very excited for this MMO to be appearing on consoles, and it should be able to like sweep people over. It should be the next WoW, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. It will be available on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. The Xbox One and PS4 is slated to release sometime in June, no exact date so far, and the PC version is dropping in just a little bit over 2 months, or about 2 months, excuse me, at April 4th. Now, there are 3 factions to play, which each have their own races inside of them. There's the Old Mary Dominion, the Daggerfall Covenant, and the Ebonheart Pact. Now, these are very, very unique, and there's still 4 classes open. You've got the Dragon Knight, the Templar, the Sorcerer, and the Nightblade, so it's gonna still have that same feel. You still got the Dunmer and the Red Guard, so it's gonna be still holding in Tamriel. It's still the same place. It's everything we've ever expected and dealt with in the Elder Scrolls series, so it's very, very exciting. Now, this thing's going to come out with a monthly subscription. It's going to be about $15 a month for you guys to play, which may seem a little steep, but for a game with this kind of quality, I'm definitely expecting to do this. Whether or not I post it on my channel, I'm not sure. I'd really like your feedback on that. I know I'm going to be bringing Let's Plays and stuff to this channel now upon having a vote on Twitter, so I'm sure that there can definitely be a home for something like that on here if it's easy to post. It may just be more of a streaming type game, but it's $14.99 a month. You play it. It's available on all platforms with that subscription price. Now, the difference between the Xbox and the PlayStation version is that the PlayStation version actually has... it is not that big a deal, but it actually has the ability that you can go on and play online with just a subscription, and you do not need that subscription service within PlayStation. You do not need PlayStation Plus to play, just the subscription, which is a cool bonus in case people do not have it or it runs out or something like that. That may be one of the only reasons somebody may buy a PlayStation. Who knows? But, of course, you need to pay the subscription and have Xbox Live to do it on the Xbox. So now that you know a little bit about that, we're going to move on to my number 2, and the surprising pick is actually going to be Titanfall. So I'm pretty sure I just confused a lot of you because of my recent hype and excitement about the game. I'm pretty confident that a lot of you guys thought this was going to be my number 1, and it actually is not. Titanfall... and I need to clarify something. I have the feeling that Titanfall is hands down going to win Game of the Year. I don't think there's going to be any other competition out there short of the game that is actually my number 1. But truth be told, I think with the momentum and what they have going, the hype they have built upon it, I think Titanfall is expected to win Game of the Year. It won so many E3 awards, so many awards so far, and I honestly have a few things I'd like to pitch into that. Now, before we do that, I want to talk about the game itself. Now, it is created on the Source engine. It is developed by Respawn Entertainment, formerly the guys that were Infinity Ward, the guys responsible for creating and making the best Call of Duty titles we've had so far. And it's published by EA. Most of this is common knowledge. It's set to release on March 11th here in the North American area. It's going to be in Europe and Australia on the 13th, in the UK on the 14th, and it comes to Xbox 360 on the 25th, and in Europe, the 28th. So let's just put that down there so we have all of that out of the way. Now, Titanfall is a very, very unique looking game. If you guys have any seen gameplay, you just see how the mobility is such an important factor in this game. It takes verticality to a new level. It's not so much, a flat surface. It's not like how it is in a game like Call of Duty where you just run from so-and-so and there's occasionally a couple stairs. This is where you make the entire map your bitch. You run up walls, you jump off billboards, you double jump. It reminds me of games like Tribes or the old Unreal Tournaments where you have movement being such a vital part of the way and the mechanic of the game. So it's very, very important to know that getting on roofs and mobility could completely do that. Somebody that likes to just run around and double jump is not going to be a good player. You need to know how to make the environment work for you and how to be mobile and move about. You do that properly, you're going to get to vantage points, you're going to kill people, you're going to evade and get away. It's going to be so crucial to playing this game. On top of that, they throw in a little mix like, hey, let's put robots in it. So they have these giant mech-like suits, these things that they call Titans. There are 3 so far confirmed ones. They have the Atlas, the Ogre, and the Strider. And on top of that, the players are the pilots. So you have the ability to call in these Titans and you can actually be inside of them and wield them. You get inside of it, and you start, you know, moving about, doing it, shooting, pew-pew, all the standard stuff that you've seen so far. There are also abilities inside the game. Some of the Titans have it. I think even the pilots have one with like their pistol or something like that I've read up on. But the Titans are really, really unique because you could play on them. You could even set them to guard something without you being in them. I think you even have a following option where they'll follow you around and protect you as you move out and be mobile. So it looks like a very, very promising game. It's the one I expect to win Game of the Year, but it's still not #1 on my list. That one goes to none other than Destiny. To me, Destiny is the only real challenge for the Game of the Year award to go against Titanfall, and it's only because it's got the backing of Bungie and Activision as the publisher to get things going. It's going to have a very, very unique matchmaking system, so it's not going to be your traditional MMO experience where you hop on a server, so on and so forth. You're actually going to be paired against other people or with people. You could do it lone wolf, or even get friends involved in this futuristic type shooter. Now, it is an FPS, but they consider it more of an action RPG versus an MMO. There's loot drops, very similar to like games like Diablo, so on and so forth. There are going to be loot drops, unique gear, so that you'll have, you know, common, uncommon, stuff like that. They have, you know, names for those things, but that's just a description for you guys. There are different types of characters you can be, 3 of them to be exact. There are the humans, which are exactly what they sound like. There's the Awoken, which are described as being, I guess, I can't say mythological, they're more like spiritual, if you will. You ghosts, elves, vampires, and then there's the Exo, which are based off of the undead. So on top of that, you also have 3 different classes. There are the Hunters, the Warlocks, and the Titans. So things are getting a little bit mixed. There's going to be very, very special ways. Nice skill trees, and even leveling up. Every time you kill something, someone, whatever, you level up that gun. So if you find one really, really unique attachment, you go for it. And as you level up, you get to keep your own respective loot for the drops, and it also scales with your level too. So you're not going to get level 10 loot when you're level 30, that kind of deal, which is what you would expect out of a game like this. But I'm very, very eager to play this game. It looks very, very interesting, and they're doing something that's very, very unique to me. And it's making a very, very challenging experience. On top of the story and everything that you may be doing, and whether or not it's competitive multiplayer, raids, just going lone wolf, solo, whatever it is, it's supposed to be very, very challenging because there's going to be areas where you're expected to almost certainly fail. You're going to run into creatures and things like this that are far more dangerous than you can even, you know, withstand. You're going to shoot at them, they're going to laugh at you and punch you in the throat. It's just how it's going to go down. So there's going to be situations where you need to be smart and get out of there. So I like the fact that you can actually fail, and that makes it a very, very exciting thing. But overall, Destiny is my #1 pick. I want to thank you guys for giving up your votes on the previous video not too long ago. There was only one winner that actually got all 5 of mine together, and that was a Mr. Tyler Hall, so thank him for doing that. I want to thank you guys for participating in that Gamma giveaway because you guys, it looked like you guys had fun, and I may be doing future things like this, but it was very, very exciting, so thank you guys. Let me know what your choices are down in the comments below, and let me know if you learned anything today. I would really appreciate your feedback on that. So have a good day, guys. Be sure to smack that like button. A lot of extra work went into these, so have a good day, guys. Stay moist.